Hey coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D, and we got the 1987 Washington quarter. Here we have the P, the D, and the S mint marks. There are no 1987 quarters without mint marks on them, so we've got all three of them here, and you can see these look like they're in pretty good condition. The S coin, of course, from 1987 is a proof coin. So it comes from the San Francisco Mint. They made 4.227 million of these. And there is one other set that they made besides the proof set, the uncirculated mint sets in the regular circulation. And that is they made a set which had a special dollar in it. It's called the Constitution dollar. And they made about 435 million with the S sets with a Constitution dollar in it, and 435,000. Did I say that? And those are worth about $28. They cost 45 at the time. So 1987, not a hugely collectible year for some reason. These coins, this is a proof coin, but guess what? It's not worth as much as these two. This proof coin at proof 65, which is this might be at proof 65, maybe a little bit better, is worth $3 to $5. These coins here, this one here, the Philadelphia Mint coin, they made 582.5 million of these in 1987, but this coin is worth $10 to $15 because it's in really good shape. It's MS65 or above. And all the collectors out there are going to say, well, it was until you touched it. Well, we try to handle our coins, so we'll often get these broken up sets, and we kind of go through them. And this is just a great looking coin, and we are going to keep touching them, unfortunately. It says Liberty at the top, In God We Trust under the chin, P behind George Washington in 1987 down here. Of course, by 1987, they were a copper nickel clad copper, so kind of the copper nickel sandwich, copper nickel on the outside, copper on the inside, copper nickel on the back, just in a mix. And then we flip it over to the back and we see why this is the money shot coin. Look at that. United States of America, it says at the top, E pluribus unum. We see the eagle, and if we can maximize the, look at that. You can see the little tail coming back, little feather that comes off the back of his head. You can see the eyes pretty well. You can see the beak, and this one is so fine you can actually see a little bit of the bottom beak there. The feathering all down the body. Look at this. And actually this side feathering, which you almost never see. Got the, speaking of feathers, the eagle holds a sheaf of arrows with a ribbon across them, and you can actually see the feather end here, the arrow end, and then down at the bottom, of course, you see the olive branches entwined. It says $quarter here. These coins first came out in 1932 on the 200th birthday of George Washington, and at that point they were 90% silver. They were 90% silver up through 1964, so we tip it up and we see that there's no copper nickel in this one. So with 1964 they stopped making the 90% silver and they went to the copper nickel sandwiches here. This coin, as I said, is worth a lot because it's in such great shape. And if you ever see one that's in this kind of shape, make sure you preserve it and hold it out. This one here, similarly, the Denver Mint in 1987, they made 655.6 million. So they made a lot. Between the two, they made about 1.2 billion. And this Denver Mint one is probably worth $8 to $10 in this shape. Same kind of thing. One of the things we can see on these coins really well is the initials of the engraver. And we can see, just tip it just like that. Or we could see it if I would tip it right. Oh, and there's a little bit of a die crack there. Actually, let's not, well, we can see it right there, the JF right there. But let's actually look on one of the other coins for it. That's funny that sometimes when you start to maximize these out, you see these little die cracks. They might add a little bit of value to the coin, but it's not a huge, it's probably a plus value too, but it's not a huge plus value. Now let's look at this one. This is the San Francisco Mint coin. They made 4.227 million. This is the one that's only worth, say, $3 to $5. It's worth less than the other two because these coins all come in special packaging. Same thing. They didn't make the silver proof coins in 1987, so we don't have those to look at yet. They first came out in 1992. So the silver proof sets, none from 1987, so this is as good as you get for a proof coin. We flip it over on the back, and we can see that this one, even the back has different polishing, and the eagle kind of comes out. This one, if we look at it, it's not quite, yeah, you can see the bottom beak. You can see it's as good, maybe? No, it's not quite as good. We don't have as many side feathers. But this one, even though it's a proof set, isn't any better quality than the regular mint set we had. And then I said we're going to take a look and see if we can find that John Flanagan down here. And there it is right there. The J and the F right above my pen. And that's for John Flanagan, who engraved these coins in 1932. And we've just used that design since until the most recent coins. And now we've gone back and have a different design from 1932 on them. And so take a look at those new quarters, because Washington's facing a different direction. It's a different engraver, different engraving, and they are just beautiful. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World. DC Coin. No, it's not DC Coin. It's Big D Coin, and it's DC on Big D. And we'd love to have you subscribe to Big D and DC Coin, and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.